There is a phrase that never fails to make the heart tremble. You don't know what it means to lose someone until the person you love smiles at someone else. And it seems that this is what Ziyu feels every time her eyes meet Tian Xuning's, a figure who has always been so close, yet now feels so far away. Is it jealousy? Or is it a sign that her heart has secretly ensnared itself in the charm of someone she shouldn't love? Let's explore a story full of hidden glances, restrained emotions, and unspoken feelings between Ziyu and Tian Xuning, two hearts orbiting each other, yet not daring to touch. This story begins behind the scenes of a major project that brought them together. From the outside, their relationship seemed professional, even ordinary. But for those who paid close attention, there was something deeper behind their interactions. Every time the camera stopped rolling, Ziyu would always be seen watching Tian Xuning from a distance. There was the way he smiled slightly, a smile meant for no one but himself. But everything changed that day when Ziyu saw Tian Xuning hug someone with such obvious warmth. The smile on Ziyu's face disappeared instantly. His gaze turned cold. But behind those eyes, there was clearly something boiling, a mixture of anger, sadness, and jealousy. Tian Xuning was not an easy person to read. He was warm to everyone, friendly and open. But for some reason, when he was around Ziyu, the atmosphere was always different, tense, quiet, but also full of electricity flowing in the air. Ziyu knew he had no right to be angry. But seeing Tian Xuning so comfortable in someone else's arms made his chest tight. He tried to hide his feelings behind a calm face, but his eyes couldn't lie. "Why do I feel this way?" was probably what was raging in his mind. Because in the end, what he hated wasn't the embrace, but the fact that it wasn't his. There were moments when the two of them were silent, yet it was as if the whole world had stopped spinning. One glance from Tian Xuning was enough to make Ziyu lose her bearings. They were like two magnetic poles, attracted to each other, but constantly trying to pull away for fear of the impact. But the entertainment world never left room for feelings that were too real. Everything had to be controlled, had to appear professional, had to be normal. And that's where this little tragedy began. Ziyu started to keep her distance. She tried to ignore Tian Xuning, refused his gaze, even acted coldly. But Tian Xuning noticed everything. There was a wound growing between them, a wound caused not by hatred, but by feelings too deep to admit. A backstage moment became a silent witness to the strength of the feelings they were holding back. At that moment, Tian Xuning was laughing with his colleagues, and someone unconsciously put their arm around his shoulder in a familiar way. Ziyu, who saw this, could only pretend not to care. But the fans' cameras captured everything. Ziyu's eyes, which were usually full of confidence, suddenly looked empty. His hands were clenched, his lips pulled into a stiff smile. It was no coincidence. It was the face of someone who was struggling hard to hold back jealousy. Fans immediately noticed the oddity. The clip spread quickly on social media, with comments such as, "Why does Ziyu look like that? She's clearly jealous. She really doesn't like seeing Tian Xuning with other people." The internet bore witness that there was more than just friendship between them. That night, when everyone else had left, only the two of them remained in the practice room. It was quiet. Only their heavy breathing could be heard. Tian Xuning, with her characteristic courage, finally broke the silence. "Are you angry with me?" "No," Ziyu replied softly, without looking up. "Are you jealous?" Tian Xuning smiled slightly. Ziyu was silent. Only silence answered. It wasn't an admission, but it wasn't a denial either. It was honesty in its quietest form, something that could only be understood by two hearts connected without words. Over time, Ziyu began to realize one thing, that Tian Xuning wasn't just someone she liked. He was home. Someone who could make her laugh for no reason, who could calm her anger with just one look. And even though she never said it out loud, her actions always spoke louder than words. She would quietly watch over Tian Xuning from afar, making sure he was okay, even when the world was saying bad things about them. The jealousy she used to hate, she now realized, was proof of a love she could no longer hide. In the spotlight-filled world of entertainment, a love like theirs was not easy. But it was precisely in that silence that their relationship grew, not with sweet words, but with small gestures, unwavering gazes, and a presence that could always be felt even without touch. Fans began to notice how Ziyu changed whenever he was with Tian Xuning, how his voice became softer, how his eyes shine a little warmer, and how every time Tian Xuning smiles, the world around Ziyu seems to pause for a moment. Jealousy isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign that someone truly cares. And for Ziyu, that feeling is something he tries to fight, but can never truly shake off. She knew that feeling was dangerous. But how could she reject something that made her life feel more real? In every breath she took, in every step she took, Tian Xuning was always present, whether as a shadow, a memory, or a reason to keep going. Time may separate them, the world may demand that they pretend, but there is something that cannot be erased, the connection between them. That love may be unspoken, but it is felt in the air. And every time Ziyu looks at Tian Xuning, one thing always crosses her mind. I hate him when he hugs someone else because I'm the only one who wants to be there. Behind the glitz of the stage lights and the fake smiles they had to put on, there was a much more human story, a story of two hearts searching for each other, rejecting each other, but also needing each other. Ziyu may have tried to hide her feelings, but love always finds a way to show itself, even in eyes that don't want to admit it. Because in the end, it wasn't hatred that made him restless, but love that he could no longer hide. Do you think Ziyu's feelings are just ordinary jealousy? Or is it actually a sign of love that is too deep to deny? And so, behind the calm smile, there is a small storm raging in Ziyu's heart. Jealousy? Maybe. But more than that, perhaps what he feels is love. Love so deep he can't admit it, not even to himself. Tian Xuning may never know how much of an impact he has on someone like Ziyu. But from every restrained glance, every hidden smile, and every silent moment between them, we all know those feelings are real. The question now is, will Ziyu ever have the courage to reveal it? Or will they continue to dance in the shadows, pretending they don't need each other, when in fact they are each other's home? Because sometimes, the most beautiful love is not the one announced to the world, but the one kept silent, yet felt with every heartbeat.